each problem you have in life. Slowly break down that problem. Don't think about all the problems you have, just one at a time. And before you know it, you fix all these problems, but you cannot focus on all of them. Just on the one thing at a time.
All right, welcome back, guys. It's been a long time since I've been on video, and a lot of stuff to talk about today. I like to watch some motivational videos to get myself going. That's something that works for me and what gets me going. Everybody has their driving forces, right? And you have to find out what works for you, but there are some things that pretty much work for everybody. And I want to get into that a little bit later in the video. Talk a little bit about self-loathing, a lack of motivation, and what are some things we can do to counteract that, because everybody has it, including me, for sure. But first, let's talk about the good stuff. Let's talk about what we're going to be doing today, what's going on with the company, and all that good stuff. So, what's going on today? Today, I am doing some more testing on the program that's going to be coming out. I am hoping to get that program out by July. So right now, the first program, it's going to be a 3-phase program, 8 weeks each section or each phase, and it's just going to be body weight at home for all of our quarantined people. I understand it's super late for quarantine. Everybody's probably going to be out by the time that happens, but having an at-home workout is still a good deal. People are going to be hurting for money, maybe can't afford the big gym and want to do some stuff at home, and I want to be able to provide that service later in the year. There will be some of our like gym wrap workouts, speed explosive workouts for a lot of our high school kids, college athletes, things like that to help y'all out for sure. But first is going to be the bodyweight one. I'm hoping to have that out here in about 2 months. That would be amazing. So today we're going to do some testing on some real, just, I'm not going to say average because they're not exactly average workouts, but your everyday workouts. So we're going to do some testing on that, get a feel on that, get some cardio, get the blood pumping, and then jump into that stuff. And then we're going to come back and talk a little bit about those motivation and self-loathing things and what we can do to counteract those and find our motivation, find our purposes, and redirect where we're going. We got the gym all nicely painted. I know you probably didn't see it last time, but it was like gray walls, deep red, completely changed, really opened up the space, which is great. I'm lucky enough to be able to use this gym during lockdown, but don't worry, everything I'll be doing today, you can totally do at home on your own. Household items, stuff like that. So what we're going to be doing first is I have 2 movements. I struggle to call it strength movements, but at the very least we're going to call it like a grinded out kind of stability strength type movement. Arms and legs. We're going to do a goblet squat. I'm going to do it with kettlebells. You can do it with anything that's kind of medium heavy for you, whether that be like some sort of like ball or a gallon of water, a baby, whatever you have at home that's medium heavy, you can use it. And then use that same object for abs. We're going to do some Russian twist, slow motion, really grind it out, work on that strength, try to tighten up that midsection, work on stability. After that, we're going to hit our actual workout for today. It's going to be an EMOM. That means every minute on the minute, 2 movements, 5 sets. So first movement is going to be high knees. Super simple, everyone can do it. If you know if you can do it with your arms moving and you know you're getting your knee past that parallel point, then do that. If you're not quite sure what parallel or above parallel mean or feels like, go ahead and put your arms out at a 90-degree angle and hit here. It's impossible to do this without looking goofy, so just embrace the weird there. It's going to happen no matter what. Second movement is going to be burpees. Burpees going all the way down to the ground. You'll see me do it in a little bit. Chest and legs hit the ground, pop back up, and behind the head clap to make sure you're getting the extra extension.
Y'all ready for this?
There's been a mistake.
All right, so I started the workout, but I didn't realize the camera went dead. I thought I had enough, so you didn't get to see what I did, but I did the workout. I really enjoyed it, actually. I think it is a nice little test of some cardio and just good pacing. Usually I don't really guess the numbers right, but I feel pretty comfortable about the numbers. So again, yeah, doing that, the movements are high knees, 50 of them, so 25 each leg in the first minute, making sure you get that knee all the way up. Then rest with the extra time that you finish. Then in the second minute, we're gonna do 10 burpees, do that for 10 minutes total. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, so 5 rounds. And let's get on to more of the heavier stuff now. All right, so let's tackle the issues of self-loathing and motivation. I feel like they're strongly connected, or at least they are in my case, and I only know my experiences, so that's what I'm going to talk about. Now, in my particular case, I have had no money, and I've had plenty of money, and I've been very depressed, maybe extreme, but we'll use that word for now, depressed in both situations. So for me, the monetary benefit or struggle or whatever you might have is kind of secondary of what's going on, and where you find your worth and motivation and all those things is in finding what is most important to you. Now, in my case, I feel like I found what is most important to me. I wanted to be a teacher and coach because I enjoyed helping people, but being a teacher and coach was not what I thought it was going to be. So when I got in there and had a certain expectation of it and it wasn't that, it kind of depressed me. I didn't really know what to do about it. And so I went around, I've done a bunch of things, I've gone traveled, I went and taught in Japan, and teaching in Japan was a little bit better. The situation's a little bit better in their schools, which is good, but I was still unfulfilled. I feel like I'm staying in this one place and I don't know what's going on. And then I was like, you know what, I really enjoy the coaching side of things. That's what I want to do. And that's why I've started this channel, this company, the website, everything, because I want to help people. But I've started, and I guess the website's been up and running for a while now, but I'm still not seeing the success that I wanted, which I find depressing. But where the self-loathing and the lack of motivation comes in to is I'm usually upset with myself because I haven't put the effort that I know I should into things. And I think that's important. I think that's what we find everybody in all different situations have a problem with. A lot of times you can identify what you really enjoy to do. Whether that brings you monetary success or not, everybody has things that they enjoy and that they want to invest more time into, but for some reason usually don't do it. And there are some ways we can combat this, and they can be very extreme or they can be even very mild. But I think the easiest things you can do is to, first of all, set aside goals. Goals are super important, and I struggle with this. I'll set a goal and then I won't achieve that goal, and then I feel so bad with myself, like, why couldn't I have done that? Like, this was achievable. And the self-loathing comes into because I didn't make a plan to reach that goal. I just said, this is my goal, I hope I get it. I want 10 more personal training clients by in 2 months. And then I get to the 2 months and I don't get it, and I'm like, man, like, I could have done this, I could have done this, why didn't I do this? Stupid, come on, bro. So, but what the problem is I set the goal, which is great, but I didn't come up with a plan to execute it, you know? I didn't set aside time in my day. And a lot of our behaviors, a lot of our success in making progress and things we want to in our life come from lack of time management, and I am the max offender of this. And we need to set aside times that we're for sure gonna do something. So like, if the difference between being like, oh, I'm gonna work out when I can, and I'm gonna work out from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. every morning is very different. Because yeah, you might work out a couple of times a week, 3 times a week, maybe even 4. But the benefits are so much less if you didn't do something every single day. And having that consistent, that clocking in every single day, that's what gives you the success. So part 1 of achieving this motivation, to avoid the self-loathing, is to make a schedule and find something that you can actually stick to and hold yourself accountable. Have other people hold you accountable if that's something you need. I know that's something that I crave most of the time. Now, the motivation part, this is the most difficult part because it's really easy to put on paper, like I want to do this and this and this and this, and then life happens and stuff doesn't work out, which is fine. If you miss a day, don't fall off the boat. Just get right back on. Missing a day is fine, but when you're like, oh, I got this going on, and it doesn't happen for a week, 2 weeks, a month, look at my video loading schedule. It's like bam, 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 and then nothing for a long time. So where can we find motivation? Motivation to me comes from progress. Now, where we lose motivation is when we have unrealistic expectations of how fast progress should go. For example, like if you want to lose weight, this is a fitness channel, we'll talk about that. Generally, to lose a pound of fat, or just a pound in general, really, you need to be at like I think it's a 3,000 or 3,500 calorie deficit for that week, right? So that's almost like a 500 calorie deficit every day. So you need to burn 500 more calories than you put in. A lot of people, they like, oh, well, I'm eating like even if they are tracking their stuff, they're not coming anywhere near 500. They're lucky to break even. Usually they just think that they're way under, but they don't count their stuff right. Now, if you're like, I want to lose a pound, but you're not putting the steps, you're not putting in the effort to measure that stuff, you're not going to get what you want. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is put in realistic progress goals and stick to them, even if you're not getting the immediate payout you want. Just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. I was having this debate in my own head, thinking about how I can make the channel more successful. And the conclusion that I've come to is like, I've never ran into a YouTube channel that has posted consistently for a year and doesn't have a decent following. So that's what I'm gonna do. So no matter what goes on, I'm gonna get something every week, get something on the books, and keep going it for a year. In a year, I'm gonna be in a very different place. And if I get to the end of the year and I still got 10 subscribers or something like that, or whatever I'm at right now, then we can reevaluate and reassess. And there's always things we can do better. But what I'm trying to say is motivation is different for everybody, but more times than not, it's driven by the progress that we see. And the progress is not achieved unless we have consistent efforts. And consistent efforts are achieved by setting good goals, and more importantly, setting even smaller little micro goals, a little plan to get to those areas. So that's my little bit for today. And this may be one of those do as I say, not as I do, because this is something I can definitely work on. I'm kind of talking to myself here as well. If you did the workout, tell me what you think about it, what it can change. Look forward to that program here in about 2 months. I'm setting that for myself. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell. Let me know what you think. Let's get this moving. Hold me accountable. Contact me, DM me on Instagram, Raiju Fitness. I'm on Facebook page. My name's Billy Hewitt. If you want to look me up, my personal Instagram and all that stuff, I'll put down in the description below. And I hope to see you again.